Good day. So Tasman has given me the impossible task to demo Qlik Sage HR solution to you in 5 minutes. So I'm going to give it my best go, but I'm really hoping that I do the solution justice. To start off, I would like to just tell you a little bit about Insight Consulting. I'm going to share my screen and do a very, very short PowerPoint just to tell you about who we are and what we do as a business. So Insight Consulting, we are a data specialist company, and we help about 300 customers, mainly in South Africa, but also in Africa and in the UK, to make sense of their data. So we provide data solutions across all industries, across all functional areas. So when I say functional areas, it could be HR solutions, but also sales analysis, finance analysis, procurement, etc. And we help our customers to understand their data and their operations and their processes better. Head office is in Durban, that is where I'm based, but we also have branches in Johannesburg, Cape Town, and in the UK. We've been around for 18 years, and as mentioned, we look after about 300 customers, and we have around about 55 consultants that help us to do so. So this is what we do across our data value network. So today I will be focusing on data analytics, which is sitting there in the middle, but we are not limited to only providing analytical services. We also help our customers with understanding a digital strategy. We normally like to begin here, and from here we will spark into another value node like analytics, digital fluency, which help our customers understand data, AI solutions, data engineering, which is getting data ready for analytics, planning and forecasting. We also have a software development division, and then obviously customer success, making sure our customers are taken care of. So even though today I'm just going to focus on analytics, just know that we do provide services in different areas. So today I'm going to focus purely on Qlik. This is what in our initial conversation we spoke about Qlik. Tasman also asked me to just touch on the differences between Qlik and Power BI. So Qlik provides an end-to-end data platform. What does that mean? It means from, if you look to the left, all the data sources that you may have within your business, whether it is a database like Sage, whether it's a cloud data lying around, whether it is files like Excel spreadsheets, we can bring all of that into our Qlik environment, make sure that the data is then prepared, and then create the analyticals, the dashboards, the KPIs, the reports on top of that. Make sure that our users understand what they're seeing. So with Qlik Cloud, all analytics is AI powered. So you'll see there's natural language built in, predictive analytics. We can set up things like alerts, notes, collaborative environments, distributions from Qlik. So make sure that the data gets out of Qlik as well. And then obviously ensuring that we act on data. Coming back to Power BI, as Insight Consulting, we also provide Power BI solutions as a service. The main difference between Qlik and Power BI is that Qlik is end-to-end, especially for our smaller clients that do not have the data engineering or data platform, as we call it. And if they don't have that in place, Qlik Sense Cloud can do that without having a data warehouse in place. Power BI is not so strong in the data preparation environment. So with Power BI, you will need the data staging or data warehouse environment, and then we build the dashboards and the reports on top of that. With Qlik, our smaller clients, we don't need that environment, and that is when I spoke to Tasman, I recommended the Qlik as a platform and not Power BI, because currently you do not have a data warehouse in place. From here, I'm going to quickly jump to my web browser and show you what Qlik Analytics looks like. This is Qlik Cloud, and I'm going to jump straight to collections. So within collections, like I mentioned, we have accelerator applications, some in Sage, SAP Business One, Syspro, IQ Retail, just to mention a few. And what this means, it is a plug and play solution that allows us to plug the solution into your database, automate the reload, and then allow you to analyze the data straight away within days. From there, I don't always believe in plug and play, copy paste from client to client. Every client is different. But from there, we then allow you to customize and add additional views or reports or KPIs to align with how exactly you want to see your data. As I mentioned, as we do more than one functional area, you can see we have a finance analytics in Sage, sales and stock analysis, but the one that I'm specifically going to focus on is the Sage HR app. So when I open this, so just know that everything is automated. So we can schedule a reload, which means data coming from your Sage environment into Qlik, which means your latest data is always loaded in this environment. No need to push any buttons to bring new data through. And within our application, we have pre-designed or what we like to call guided analytics. And these are the views that you will be using on a regular basis. So within Insight Consulting, we like to use a DAR approach. And what is a DAR approach? That is dashboard analytics and reports. And I'm not too sure why my internet is so slow right now. So you can see this is a real recording. So, but this is what the application looks like. So just to show you the block view. So you can see this is our dashboard. From there, we go into more of an analytical environment, employment equity, age analysis, appointments, overtime, leave, unions, all the way down to what we call reports. That is the R in our DAR approach, and that is the lowest level of detail. This is the guided analytics that is included in our Accelerator app. And then from here, we leave it open to the users to go and help themselves in a self-service environment. Obviously, we will train you to do this. And then from here, you can also see that we have storytelling built in to allow the users to take their analytics and embed it into almost like a PowerPoint environment and allow them to tell a story about their data. And then also reporting, to take some of our views, our reports, our charts, our KPIs, and then to distribute it to users that do not have Qlik or don't need to access Qlik. So just know that we have a distribution engine built in as well. To give you a very brief overview of the application and how it works, I'm just going to go into the dashboard view. Dashboard is normally very, very high level. Within our dashboard, we show you some KPIs, some trends, just to make sure at a high level you've got a very good understanding of your business, and in this case, obviously specific into the HR business. At the top here, you'll see a bunch of filters, and you'll see that I've selected fiscal year 2025 just to load some data, but you will see that I can make selections at any stage. So if I want to know what my HR environment looked like in March 2025, I can do so. I can also go and select a specific company for that matter to see how many employees or what does my data look like for that specific company. To take a step back, I can just click back, or I can just go and remove my month selection. And you'll see every time I make a selection, my data updates to show me exactly my data associated to my selection. So you can see there's a lot of flexibility, and we can ask questions and answer questions as we go along. Another beautiful thing about Qlik is we have this associative engine. So if, for example, I want to understand the largest portion of my workforce, which is semi-skilled, I can do so. I can see exactly how many employees fall into this job grade, how many of them are employment equity employees, how many appointments that I make into this job grade, and how many terminations do I have. From a senior management, middle management, and junior, I can also see what that breakdown is. See what my breakdown by job title is, and also what my trend of employees are. Just a reminder that I can now go make any selections. So if I only want to focus on my cashiers, I can go select that. And if at this stage I need to understand what my age profile look like for my cashiers, I can jump to my age analysis sheet. And you will now see that my selection still remains. So I'm viewing job grade semi-skilled, and I'm viewing my cashiers. And yeah, I can look at how many employees do I have in this section, how many are 25 and under, 26 to 40, 41 to 59, and then 60 plus. From a risk management perspective in our application, we then also say how many of our employees are between 60 and 65. And in this case, we had no one over 65. But obviously, we can also list all the 25 and under and break it into those age buckets. So you can see what employees fall into these buckets. But you can see most of our employees, our cashiers, are 25 and under. If I want to see who these employees are, from here I can go to employee details. And here you can see I have all the information about these employees, what level they're at, what company they fall under, name, employee ID, etc. Exactly what I need to see about these employees. I can also jump to any other screen. So if, for example, I want to see what leave these guys are taken, I can go to leave and you can see selection still remains, and I can see what my leave patterns are for these guys at a company level, a job title level, which will all obviously be cashiers, and then at an employee level to make sure I see what type of leave these guys are taking, how many leave days do they have, what the absentee percentage is, just to make sure that I pick up the seasonality from a leave perspective, and I am on top of how my cashiers normally take leave, which helps me with planning. I can also see from a appointments perspective to see how many people did I appoint in this area during a certain period. So if, for example, I only want to see appointments made in the first quarter of year 2025, I can go make that selection, and straight away my data will filter to see how many people that I employ as cashiers in a semi-skilled job grade. If I want to see in total how many appointments I made during this period, I can go and remove my job grade and also remove my job title. And now I can see in total what appointments did we make in different companies, as you can see there, per month, and also just give me the details by company, by period, and also the employee details that I have of who did I actually employ. So that's a very brief overview of how Qlik works. I'm just going to go back to my dashboard. Other things that we can do, we can obviously go and focus on a specific chart. We can go and drill down to certain areas. We can view the data behind this, to say view data. And we can also download this into an Excel or into an image or a PDF. We can also make selections, and from here subscribe to a sheet. What that means is this will now be sent to my email on a subscribe basis. And we can also set up alerts. So if I look at my employment equity and I can see how many male employees I have within white race, I can set up an alert to notify me as soon as I hit 10. Unfortunately, I don't have time to do that, but if you just quickly see, if I right click, there's a section called alerts, and within my alerts, Qlik will watch my data every time my data is reloaded, and as soon as I hit a certain criteria, I will be notified. You can also see that collaborative environment that I spoke about. I can create notes on this to ask questions about my data, to say, why do we have so many African and not as many Indian? And then I can tag another user to answer these types of questions, which is a beautiful collaborative environment that we create around our data within Qlik. I'm going to end the demo there. We also have AI capability in, which is a chat environment that we can set up to allow you to speak to your data. But I'm going to stop the demo there. And if you feel that what you've seen is something of interest, please can we set up a little bit more time, and I can take you through this in a slower fashion, and also show the end-to-end capability with all the features. And I'm also happy to demo any other functional areas like sales, finance, and stock, if that would be of interest. Thank you for your time, and thank you for the opportunity to demo Qlik Sense to you. Bye-bye.